All right, protect yourself at all times. We are on it. Here we go. Ron Futrell with the latest edition of the Vegas Sportscast. Oh, it's been a while, but we need to chat some hockey, don't we? A lot of stuff going on with the Vegas Golden Knights. And not much. 51s are in town playing baseball. The Aces, that's the WNBA team. They had an exhibition game against China, beat them. They play at Mandalay Bay, starting their inaugural season here in Las Vegas. So, got all that happening, but the Vegas Golden Knights dominating what's going on in the news, Vegas sports-wise. They are now set to play in the Western Conference Finals. Absolutely amazing. Disposed of the Sharks in 6 games. So won that series 4-2 in San Jose on Sunday. Finished them off. Now they wait to play the winner of the Nashville-Winnipeg series, which Game 7 will take place for them Thursday night. They're getting an extra day's rest. They're getting 2 days rest because you can thank Justin Timberlake for giving the Knights an extra day rest because Timberlake's got a concert in Bridgestone Arena on Wednesday. So normally with the NHL schedule, what they would do is they played Monday, they played last night, then they would have today off and then play Wednesday. Can't play Wednesday. JT's got a concert at the arena. So they play Thursday, Game 7, the winner of that series. And I don't know which one I'd prefer. The Knights had played each of those teams 3 times this year and won 2 of the games. So they got a 2-1 record against both Nashville and Winnipeg. Both teams are tough. Both teams, by the way, will have home ice advantage. Either one of those teams, whoever makes it out of there, will have home ice advantage against the Knights. So the Knights will begin this playoff series on the road, which is the first time they've done that in the playoffs. The King series, Knights had home ice. Shark series, Knights had home ice. And this series will go road. It will start out on the road, most likely Sunday. They haven't set the schedule yet, but most likely it will be Sunday. Okay, so the play of this team, phenomenal. Absolutely amazing what they've done. Marc-Andre Fleury, another shutout in Game 6 against the Sharks. That gives him 4 shutouts in the playoffs so far this year. In 10 games, he's had 4 shutouts. That's amazing. He's playing the best hockey of his career, and he's played some pretty good hockey before. So, in my opinion, I did ask him that question after practice about 3-4 days ago, and he didn't he didn't commit to that. So he just said, yeah, he's playing pretty good hockey right now. But this has to be, at 33 years old now, the most focused he has been, the best he has played. Just phenomenal what he has done. The team, I would say the team's riding on his shoulders because that's an easy thing to say in hockey. That's an easy thing to go, okay. But this team is also doing it in other areas. They've won, of the 10 playoff games they've had so far, they've won 8 of them. Okay, so they've done a lot of things right. And they've done it on offense, done it on defense, just a great job. The number 1 line is playing tremendously. William Karlsson, Jonathan Marchessault, and Riley Smith is doing a great job. And the other night, let's see, the 4th line on this team came out and had a fantastic game, and they added Ryan Reeves to that line. That was Carpenter, Reeves, and Pierre-Edouard Bellemare. And they didn't score, but they came very close. They were right there knocking at the doorstep, and they were all over the Sharks in that game. So, East, I should mention what's going on in the East, is the Eastern Finals are now set because Washington knocked off the 2-time defending Stanley Cup champion, Pittsburgh Penguins, in double overtime. In one overtime, in the first overtime yesterday. So they move on now to the next round. It'll be Washington against Tampa Bay. So the Capitals against the Lightning in the East. The Knights against, we'll find out on Thursday who they play, either the Predators or the Jets in the West. And the fact that they have made the Final Four as an expansion team is remarkable, is amazing, is unbelievable. At some sports books, it was 500 to 1. And there were some people who bought tickets at 500 to 1, okay, to win. Now, they haven't won it yet. They still got to win 2 more series. So there's still a lot more work to do, and against the cream of the crop in the NHL has risen to the top, certainly. Now, as for the Pittsburgh Penguin fans, of course, in the last offseason, they had a decision to have to make during the expansion draft of which goalie to keep, Matt Murray or Marc-Andre Fleury. It was a tough decision. Fleury had won 3 cups with the Penguins, the fan favorite, but he was 32 years old at the time. Matt Murray, younger, and had just led the team to a Stanley Cup. So where do you go? You got 2 great goalies, and they made the only decision they could make there, was to keep Murray. And Fleury understood that, and the fans understood that, and weren't happy with it, but it was the position they were in. And I said at the time, back then, I used to say this all the time to everybody. I said, the Knights are going to get the best backup goalie in the NHL. And a lot of great things can happen when you've got that opportunity. And I would always add, the best backup goalie in the NHL is Marc-Andre Fleury with Pittsburgh, and they're going to have a shot at him. Oh, I would joke and say, unless the Pittsburgh Penguins are going to get rid of Sidney Crosby, which, of course they weren't going to do, the MVP of the league. So they had that opportunity to get the number 2 goalie, the best number 2 goalie in the league, which they got, and now he's been able to lead the Knights to where they are at right now, and he is the team leader, certainly. But there's a lot of other guys on this team that are doing the job right now and putting it all together, and props go, of course, to George McPhee, the GM, for putting this team together, and for Gerard Gallant coaching this team and doing that. So anyway, they got to practice today. Going to go over there to T-Mobile Arena and have that and cover that, so you'll see the latest and the greatest and all this stuff on 8 News Now with the sports there. So, all right, that's the way I see it. I'm Ron Futrell. Thanks for listening, everybody. Bye for now.